Alright, so there's a lot of studies in science on genetics that not a lot of people want to talk about because it's way too controversial. But they show that genetics have a massive impact on things that you would not even consider to be genetic, right? Because we all know how genetics have a big impact on how you look, your body, physical potential, your face, all of that stuff. Even things such as intelligence. Some people already realize nowadays that it has a genetic impact. But then there's other things that people don't know about, like how much money you will make, your political orientation, your level of happiness, your predisposition towards anxiety and depression, your personality, your preference between monogamy or polyamory, or things such as even if you will be a serial killer or not. Now, the point of this video, it is not to discuss whether this is true or not, right? I'm not here to argue about the sources and the science, but what I'm here to argue is that even if it's true, I believe it to be true, even if it is, it actually doesn't matter. That's what's interesting, and that's what I want to talk about. Like, because you would think, like, if this is actually true, it is something so important that we would really need to look into it, and it would change the way we live our lives. But my argument is that this is one of those things that it is true, but you have to live as if it wasn't. And let me explain to you why. So let's start with the body, right? Which is something that's very obvious, and it will be easier to understand why this is actually not important, even if it looks like it. So say, for example, we have like this barometer right here, I don't know, which represents the physical potential, right? So let's say this is my barometer. And then let's say we have someone else, right? Because these are my photos, this is how I look. And a lot of people usually tell me like, man, you're so genetically gifted, you have such a nice body, which to begin with, you have to put this into context. Like, I've been working out for 10 years. My diet has been extremely clean since I was born. Like, my parents fed me like amazing food since I was a baby. Okay, I've never really had junk food around a lot. And yeah, so you have to put that into context. But beyond that, people always say like, yeah, but still you have, it is undeniable, right, that you have this genetic gift. But here's the thing, people who say that, they rarely try, right? People who say that, I've noticed, like, maybe they look a little bit like this, and they are so obsessed with their genetical limitation that, let's say, this is their barometer, like this is how much like they could improve their body, their maximum. But the thing is that because they're so moppy and sad about their genetical capabilities, they're never going to try truly, right? Because let's also go beyond the barometer and let's do a scale of how my body is, right? So this is 1, this is 10, and this is the maximum that I could achieve maybe, and let's say like my body is an 8, right? And I have this belief inside of me, which is a helpful belief, right? My belief is that I have an amazing genetic potential, and I truly believe that. And this is something that fuels me and really helps me push towards even taking more care of my health, going harder at the gym, going cleaner with my diet, everything. It really motivates me. It's a useful belief, whether it's true or not, that it's helping me push my potential to the absolute limit. But then you have other people who maybe they have the potential of, I don't know, a 6, but because they're so obsessed, like, no, but I'm limited and my genetics suck and whatever, and they don't really try, and maybe they stay at a 2 or a 3. But if they were like, no, let me have the same belief that I have, right? Which is, I have amazing genetics, I can achieve the body, whatever body I want. Now they could double or triple their score. They could get like a 6 out of 10 body. And also, here's the other thing, like, how do you truly know what your limit is? Because I have never, ever in my life met anyone who's gone really hard with their health, with their diet, how they work out and how they eat, everything, all the routines. I've never met someone who went truly hard on it that doesn't look like me or better. Never, ever. Everyone that doesn't look like me, yeah, they say like, yeah, I kind of try, but I don't have the potential, whatever. They don't do it, okay? And I've looked into their lives. I know how they eat, how they train. It's not about their genetics, okay? It's about what they're doing, and they're not truly doing it. And here's the thing, now to go even more explicit, right, with the money thing, which I think it's super interesting and very fascinating, which is your genetics have an impact on how much money you will actually make. But we run into the same problem again. Like, how do you truly know? How is it useful for you to know like, oh, I don't have good genetics when it comes to making money? That's only gonna limit you. It's a limiting belief. Even if it's true, you shouldn't believe it to be true. You should trick yourself into thinking like, I am this amazing human that's gifted in whatever it is that you want to achieve, whether it's health, wealth, relationships, whatever it is that you're after. And the thing is that even if you believe like you have evidence, like, no, but I'm this age and I haven't made money yet, right? Because nowadays you go online and you see all these 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds making like tens of millions of dollars, and maybe you're watching this video and you're 35 and you're like, man, I'm done, right? Like, this is not my thing. I'm never gonna be rich or a millionaire or just financially free. But here's the thing, you have guys like Ray Kroc, the guy from McDonald's, or I think the guy also from KFC. I think the guy from KFC didn't make it until his 50s or 60s. And this is a guy that tried a lot of things. I think he even went to war. I don't remember, it was a very complex story, but he failed so many ventures. And eventually, once he reached these age, that's when he made it, right? But imagine that throughout his 20s, 30s, 40s, he was like, no, my genetics suck, I'm never gonna make it. Or my destiny, like replace the word with whatever you want, honestly. And he was like, nah, I'm not gonna make it, I'm not gonna make it. Do you think he would have made it by his 50s or 60s? No, because if he had this mindset of, yeah, I'm done, like it's not on my cards that I'm gonna achieve these things, then he wouldn't have tried anyways, right? And it's very cliche, right? But if you never quit, you never fail, right? And it's kind of like this philosophy. This is what I'm trying to get after with this whole thing, which is just like, even if it's true or not, it absolutely does not matter. And you should live your life as if it was false, as if it was true, but as if you thought that you had this amazing genetic potential. There's this movie that I would recommend you to watch that talks about this. It's this one, Gataka. I don't know exactly how you pronounce it, but the movie, I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's about this guy who they live in a society in which people have started to genetically engineer their babies so that they can be as perfect as possible. And now they're hiring people to work at their companies based on genetic potential, right? Not on their previous jobs, whatever, but at how genetically gifted they are because they've been engineered, right? When the family has a baby, if they have a lot of money, they can start to tweak this thing, tweak that thing, and they can have like the perfect baby, and they even rate them on scores. And the higher the score you are, the easier it is to get an amazing job. And the thing is that this guy, the protagonist, he was not genetically engineered. So he's unperfect and he's not pure and he's like a really bad human specimen. But the thing is that he wants to be an astronaut. And he goes through hell and beyond to achieve that thing. And basically the message of the movie and what the movie shows in a way is that it doesn't truly matter, right? Because he has this amazing desire towards achieving this thing. And he can beat so many people who supposedly they were genetically gifted, but he was able just through sheer motivation, inspiration, whatever, to beat so many others. So if you want to truly understand the message of this video that I'm trying to portray, like if you watch this movie, you're gonna get it. It's actually a really good movie, so I would recommend it. Now, there is one area in which I think you should be mindful of genetics. The thing is that when you are dating or when you're having business partnerships or whatever, so when you're dealing with other people, basically, then you should be mindful of genetics, right? So if you think about it, at a personal level, it doesn't matter, right? You should believe that you have the best genetics ever. But when you're dealing with others, that's when you should be very, very mindful. So say, for example, that you're going to have a kid. Things like intelligence, your body, right? So how your baby is going to look, is it going to be strong, weak, their personality, dark things in their personality. You know, the dark triad, narcissism, Machiavellism, psychopathy, even on a subclinical level, that has some level of genetic inheritance. So you should be mindful of that. Or even tendencies like being depressed, anxious, not happy, all of that stuff. That is inheritable, right? So when you're selecting your partner and you want to have kids with that partner, you should actually be very, very, very mindful of that. So that's basically it. This is the point of the video. At a personal level, it doesn't matter. At a relationship level, for whatever that is, it does matter. And watch this movie 100%. It's really awesome. So that's it for this video. A little bit of a ramble, scattered thoughts, but I hope you like it. I hope you got something interesting out of it. You would also like this video right here, so click here and watch that video. But that's it for now. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and hopefully I will see you on the next video. Take care. Peace.